Under 2 minutes left this first half, and away. 4. See if we could get that up for him, and are you kidding me? Plays here, get some pass rush, away! Looking for a throw, and they have the easy dump off towards that back pylon, or instead we have Faust, the rookie, gets what I believe is his first career NFL touchdown. Essentially, we have some options here as we have Bateman who makes the adjustment, and that is the lead. But either way, it's a big play here as it's picked off by Newsome. Low scoring game, but this Buccaneers team, they've rebuilt well, just as we have. And following the conclusion to our Buccaneers revenge game, where the defense, for the most part, they played pretty well. We only gave up 160 total yards. Meanwhile, the offense put up nearly 350. But there was one particular spot on defense that we've seen throughout this season, that while we have a highly rated player there, he's just not doing enough. And this is really a decision that is coming down to several layers, right? First being, we're at week 8, we have a bye week, getting ready to then move into week 9, where we have the Dallas Cowboys today. That's going to be a tough matchup. But getting to the second thing is we're getting another player back from injury. We have dealt with a lot of injuries this season, and getting to that Cowboys game, we're going to be one of the healthiest that we've been, honestly, even since before the regular season started. Chuba Hubbard is going to be coming back, Ekwonu is going to be coming back, and the first round rookie at safety, Tyler Edwards, is going to be making his debut, barring anything crazy that happens in practice leading up to this game. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, that does not happen. But we're going to be getting back Tyler Edwards. Now, he was drafted as a free, but he has the ability to play both free or strong. Now, considering that he has that man coverage, that would do us more good at strong. He still has some zone ability. He has the ability to play strong. He's just not going to be a big hitter, but honestly, we don't get that play from any of the strong safeties that we've had. Play rec is at a decent spot to start off with, and awareness, if I can find it, is actually at 75 true. Because it's the bye week, we're getting that plus 10 for the self-scouting, but he looks like he could very much play strong safety for us. Now, throughout this season and even in previous seasons, we've had Gardner Johnson play some strong. He also played a little bit of free for us. He's an 88 overall, seeing some boost, true 85 or 86, but the ratings are there. Everything should be really good with him, but the play we get from him is not so. He plays just like an average mid-70s overall safety. So why should we pay him top 10 money? Now, surprisingly, even though he, again, 86 overall, but plays like a mid-70s player, there actually is a lot of really good offers coming in, and I don't view any of these as even being semi-realistic. Darnell Mooney is not going to be shipped over for him. Awuzie, maybe you could argue because he's 31, the Bengals looking to get off of that contract. And Gardner Johnson is still 28. Marvin Mims Jr. would not be traded for him. I don't even think Jameel Dean would, especially in division. So after looking at every team's roster, who they have, what their needs are, and especially their cap spaces, we're pretty much the only team with a lot of cap room. It is the Broncos that could use them. And they have some decent guys at safety. Looking on the free side again, because Gardner Johnson could play both. You do have Juan Thornhill. He's 30. Next year will be 31 in his final contract season. Then behind him, you have a couple younger options, but nothing that's going to probably develop that much, considering there is no development traits. Getting to the strong side, Jason Pinnock, solid, but still nothing flashy, 27. Then there is Adrian Baca, 23 at 74. Maybe he could develop into just a decent starting safety. But again, no dev trait. Looked at the ratings. Nothing really special with Baca. He has a little bit of some zone. Maybe you could develop him a bit, but it is very clear that the Broncos, they want Gardner Johnson. They were willing to give us one of their best offensive weapons in Marvin Mims Jr. So clearly, they're very interested. But trying to keep things in, again, that realm of reality. With the year we've seen from Gardner Johnson, he's 28. He has not played fantastic. I'm not going to ask a whole lot for him. Something like a 3rd round pick and then like a future 6, I think would be very reasonable for the play that we've seen from Gardner Johnson. Now, we already have quite a good amount of picks in this year, which is why I'm pushing that 6 to next year. And then this is going to give us a lot of flexibility in the offseason to really target and go after specific players, either in the draft or maybe in free agency, just giving us that flexibility, the cap space also opening up with this move. All around, it should be a good move for us. So we're going to submit this offer, and as I expected, they will accept. So with that, that does leave us to just having 3 safeties on roster, and we're going to have to add someone for depth for sure, but we're definitely going to be switching Tyler Edwards over to strong. He's the only guy on roster that could really play both. The other 2 safeties we have are very singular in what we are looking for. So with that move, Tyler Edwards, I think actually went up a little bit, a 78. So for now, George Shepard, he will be remaining our starter. We've seen his play trend upwards slightly, so we're going to continue to give him opportunity. But we don't want him sitting very comfortable in the feeling that he's locked that spot down. Now, on the Titans practice squad, there is a 3rd-year player out of Michigan. He's 5'11", 180. He's a corner, but I think his skill set would translate very well over to free safety. He has 80 zone. He's got some decent speed and acceleration, nothing too fancy. The play rec is going to be much improved over Shepard, but the skill set in general should be very lateral. Now, why I'm not going to just straight up put him in the starting spot is because his injury rating is sitting actually at a true 80. So with that, I don't want him to necessarily have us rely on him, but I think Hunter would make a great backup at least 1 year, and that's what the contract offer is for. Now moving him to free safety, we see that overall jump up slightly, a 70, but right now with the boost and the morale, everything, it's a 73. Again, the ratings look very much on point for a roaming free safety, and that is what we're looking for with the style of defense that we play. Now, finally getting to our opponents of the day, Cowboys, they are 5-2, led behind Dak Prescott, who's a 91 overall. At running back, Tony Pollard, an 85. They also have Deuce Vaughn, who's up to a 76. Maybe we see a little bit of him. As for receiver, CeeDee Lamb, a 99. Then Bernard Miller, a 3rd-year guy out of UCLA, an 81. Then you're going to have Gallup and Patton. Getting to tight end, Jake Ferguson still their primary guy, though not much depth behind him today because Thad Shields, 2nd-year tight end out of Ohio State, who is typically their starter, he's actually out with an injury. Getting to their line, Shaw at left tackle, a 78. Then at left guard, Tyler Smith, a 90. Then down the middle at center, you have Tyler, I know I'm going to butcher that last name, so I'm not even going to try. 78 overall right guard, not looking very strong. They currently have a rookie in Jack Rollins getting the start there, though they also have another rookie in Zach Roberts, who could potentially see a little bit of some playing time, or even the 3rd-year guy, Pat Cook, who typically plays left tackle. As for right tackle, Terrence Steele, a 78. So while it's nowhere close to the same offensive line they used to have, they definitely still have some strong points. As for their defensive line, you could kind of say the same thing. They have a rookie in Cole Raymond getting the start at left end. He's a 72. Opposite side, Michael Parsons, a 99. Down the middle, they have Odigizua, an 83. Then Mozzie Smith, a 79. As for the outside backers, well, there is Marquise Bell, an 82. Opposite of him, you have Damon Clark, another 82. Off ball, Vander Esch, an 83. And then they also have 4th-year player out of Texas in Overshone, who's a 74. As for the DBs, Trayvon Diggs, a 92, and Darren Bland, an 89. Then you're going to have in the slot, 2nd-year guy out of LSU, Danny Starling. Free safety, Malik Hooker, an 83. And strong, you have Horn, who's an 83. All around, it's still a very well-built team, and Madden loves themselves some Cowboys. But we are 1 win away from getting back to 500 at the midpoint of our season. That would be great. We're, again, one of the healthiest we have been all season long. We have our rookie 1st-round safety making his debut, and hopefully we see us all shine. let the game begin as Ford boots us off. Looks like Steven's gonna let this one, actually he'll catch it. He'll take the knee either way though. Touchback, Cowboys will start at the 25. Now Dak has actually done a great job this season cleaning up the interceptions. 15 touchdowns, only 1 INT. Is actually start with a read option, and Dak is gonna carry this one for 25, 30, 35, near 35 yards. Official stat will say 33. A heck of a start there for the Cowboys offense. Very much did their film. They know we like to blitz early and often, and we'll still continue doing that throughout this game as they go with a run to the outside, a gain of 2 for Pollard. Not exactly sure how he's going to feel about Dak outrushing him so far, but we'll see how that tally ends up totaling later on. 2nd and 8, they look with a throw across the middle, going to CeeDee Lamb, who will break first 2 contact and will pick up a first down gain of 16. Now that is definitely an area of this defense that we are looking to continue to improve on, which is just tackling. One of the fundamentals as they go to their tight end here, who nearly broke away, but luckily we get him out of bounds at the 5. Now, of course, Dak being a pretty quick decision maker, the blitzes may not help us all too much as the fullback dives into the end zone. Adam Prentice takes the lead, a very smooth start for the Cowboys. With that, it will get our offense out on the field rather quickly. Again, finally fully healthy Chuba Hubbard back at running back is where we start. Now, we saw a really good pair of games from Barry while Hubbard was gone. And while that doesn't mean we have any sort of running back competition here, it does mean I want to have that rotation be a little bit more prevalent in these games. So we have an RPO dialed up here. We'll stick with a handoff, and Hubbard maybe back to the line there, leaves 3rd and 6. And with the pass rush that we know that this Cowboys team can produce, we need a lot of short, quick style of play. As we look for our young tight end, that's Boston with a first down and a good little bit more, and there is that late hit penalty we've been waiting for. Just week after week, we've been taking late shots. Finally, we get the yellow flag there. Tagging on a little bit more to the end of the play, we look for some play action. Bateman has a step downfield. That's on Bland, and that is a quick answer from our Panthers offense. We hit the deep ball early to Rashad Bateman. So it's a pair of quick scores that leave this game tied up after the first 2 possessions. Cowboys head out for their second as they look to throw play 1, and a quick collapse from the linebackers knock it away. Now that was primarily led by Stockton, and we really need to see him step up. His play this season has not been up to par with what we've seen from him earlier in his career. Now he did suffer a couple injuries last season, and maybe that still has a lingering effect. But we need more as he helps us get the stop on 3rd. Oweh also back there. 4th and 1, I expect the punt. After allowing such an easy score their first time out, vast improvement there from the defense. 3 and out offense right back out here. And we'll see how much we're able to actually attack downfield as well. That one was tried to be threaded. Instead, it was picked off. Malik Hooker in a tight group comes away with it. So far, this just seems like a game of trying to one-up each other. They score, we get the 3 and out while they get the 1 play and out. As they look for a throw the next time, and well, we knocked that one away Newsome. But I would say pretty safe to say that the one-upping ends with that. Still need a good drive here from our defense. Just force the field goal as they already start pretty close. Dak rolling. The awkward spin. He finds Lamb, who shakes the first defender, make it a 1st and goal down to the 8. Just those little quick plays that should be a gain of 5, 6 that we end up giving up a whole lot more. We've got to clean that up as Cowboys, they take the lead, find CeeDee Lamb back-to-back plays. He puts them up 14-7. And in just 3 plays, they make us pay for our turnover. We'll head out once again knowing what we need to do. Answer another touchdown. As Chuba Hubbard tries to find a cutback lane, will only gain 1. Of course, this Dallas Cowboys defense, they've got some speed to it. They've got some power. A very similar matchup, I would say, to the style of defense we have. As we go outside, we find Chenault. Big gain up to the 39. And just as we've seen with a number of different players on this team, we've moved him around a little bit now, solely just a slot receiver, and his play has very much increased since making that switch. As Hubbard finds a lane here, he'll pick up near 15 on his 4th carry. But overall, after a bit of a slow start to this season, the whole team starting to feel like they're finding their groove. As we throw down late to Faust, almost picked again by Hooker. Thought that would have been a pretty quick, easy completion going across, but nearly another great play made by their safety. Haven't seen anything yet from our rookie, though sometimes that's a good thing, as here comes Parsons, and Young does not get rid of it. It is now 3rd and very long. And surprisingly, the offense is going to come out with a tight 2-receiver set here. A little bit of some play action to add on to it. As Faust coming across, he's going to get the catch, first down, and a good little bit more, plus another little late hit, but no flag that time. Took a play call right out of the Redemption series. If you know, you know. With a time for maybe 1-2 plays left in this quarter. Coming across on the drag, we go back to Faust. Gonna pick up another first down. A good stiff arm there, no late hit. But that will send us into the end of the first quarter. Get ready for the second, as we're starting to get to that doorstep. Even though we're pretty much on it, walking up the steps. As we have a bunch to the right-hand side here. Boston lone to the left. Got 2 options to the back pylons. As Young just looks to step up. No clear shot, at least, while he wasn't scrambling away from pressure. But let's make sure we don't get too one-dimensional down here by the red zone. That's where we've cost ourselves a lot in games past. As Hubbard down the middle, some hesitation probably cost him a good few yards there. Only a gain of 1. And we expect him to hit those gaps a lot quicker. We come out here on 3rd and goal, 2 spread either side, though, looking for Hubbard towards that back left pylon. It's his favorite route. See if we can get it over the top of the linebacker, and it was placed out well for him, but Bell, he just made the better play. Perhaps if he tried to just catch that one on the run, it would have been a completion and a touchdown. Instead, we send out Ford here to try to just claw us back a little bit. We'll tack on the field goal. And that does still leave the Cowboys up 14-10, and they're getting possession here. Need another good drive from our defense, a 3-and-out like we saw earlier. As they start with a run, great stop from Hodgins. I would say so far this year, he's really been our primary linebacker. Need more from Stockton to help get him to that same spot. As we get some pressure, ball underthrown, and Hodgins forgot to use the hands to catch the ball. Could have easily been the 2nd pick on the year for Prescott. Instead, he gets bailed out. 3rd and 10 instead. A little bit of some zone as Prescott rolls and throws it away. That's the 3-and-out we needed. Now, we just need to search for consistency as the offense heads out, an opportunity to go ahead with a touchdown. We start with an empty look. And it's quick pressure around that left side. Ekwonu beat. And we all know who by. And if we're going to start to see that pressure arriving a lot quicker than how it started, well, we need to run some plays to beat that pressure. Halfback screen, get some blocks out in front. 2 beautiful blocks there. We'll call it 3 as we scamper for the first. But of course, I took time at the beginning to talk about seeing that rotation at running back. Barry, he heads out his first attempt here today. Find a little bit of a lane, a strong run, gain of 7 on first. Always nice. And overall, a very young formation for us here. Barry in his 2nd year, the fullback rookie, as well as Boston and Faust rookies. We rely a lot on some young guys. Coming across, though, we got Bateman. His 2nd big play, make it a 2nd touchdown for Rashad Bateman. This one puts us in front. And this is exactly why I did not try to make any big moves. With all the injuries that we had, try to bring in new guys. The roster is there. We just need to stay healthy and continue to be healthy. Continue to make some plays, as unfortunately the Cowboys make the play on first. And with that, we're going to make a early adjustment. If they're going to keep playing CD over on that left-hand side, we're going to put Newsome over there. See how much that helps out as Stockton. Quick stop Plus Hodgins dimes in there at the end. Well, that is exactly what we need from this linebacker group. Take away the run, force them to just be a passing team, and maybe we might find ourselves with some plays after the delayed release there on the play action actually opens up Pollard. But I would much rather him really just be a receiving threat than a running threat. Again, make them one-dimensional as they look for some throws across the middle, coming underneath, and a little bit of some shaky moves there. Another first down. I will say that is definitely one thing the Cowboys do really well with their offensive scheme, is it's not the same thing, just running it different ways. It's a whole lot of everything as Deuce Vaughn gets swallowed up there by Stockton. Gain of 4. So while it wasn't anything flashy, still a great way to start a fresh set of downs. 4 every single downs, well, you're going to get a first down. As they go back to the run, that pull got there just in time as Pollard gets them down now inside the red zone. Well, let's try to make a play here, defense. They got 2 receivers stacked on either side in the pistol set. We're going to bring a little bit of some extra blitz, but they cover it all up. They find CeeDee Lamb. They really want him on St. Juste. They just must feel like they have a mismatch that they want to take advantage of there. I mean, big body. He's got some speed, but not as much as CeeDee, so we might need to continue making some tweaks there as it's nearly picked by St. Juste. However, there's a flag in the backfield, and we arrive too late. Well, being really this close to the end zone, it's not that big of a change. They get 3 yards off of it, and pretty much just rerun the same play, though that one a lot more accurate. Another touchdown thrown puts the Cowboys now in front inside the 2-minute warning. But our offense has also been really good inside those 2-minute drives. We have 1:23. We got all of our timeouts. We're down 4 once again. Starting with Chuba Hubbard, get the halfback screen out, try to get some blocks downfield, which we get. Cut back inside of Boston will maybe get us about an extra yard. Now let's get back to the line quickly from there. Still over a minute. They're walking the safety down to that left-hand slide, so let's slide it that way. Though I definitely want to make sure we lock up Parsons. Don't him to disrupt anything. Try to find a nice slot there for Shenault. He holds on to it. We could call the first timeout there. And already in just a matter of, 25-ish seconds, we're down to the 31. We could take a little bit of our time here. Running the halfback draw. Hubbard down the middle will pick up 4. Nothing fancy, but sometimes you just want to catch him sleeping. Look for a little bit of some play action off of it. Safety shades the left-hand side. Shenault right down the middle. Might open up here for us, and it will. Almost as if we drew that whole drive up. A perfectly ran, essentially 1-minute drive. And all that just goes to show is this team can stick with anyone as long as we continue to run the game our way. That's where we got in trouble last year, was when we let other teams start to dictate our play. Big hit there from St. Juste. You could sense there's some frustration for sure. But again, we continue to just play our game. We could stick with teams. Just need our defense to make a few more plays as the pass rush. It arrives, but Dak throws it away. Now let's just try to get one more play here. 3rd and 1. They could look for a run to that left-hand side or go with a quick shallow pass. They will go with a quick shallow pass. However, they turn it into the big play. That is where we've gotten ourselves into trouble, allowing too much yak. They're up to the 48 now. Still in their side of the field. 12 seconds left before halftime. Another quick throw, and spinning off will just be a gain of 3. They called their last timeout. Now it is risky for them to be throwing here or even running. It's just risky for them not to try to just take the field goal here. They throw it away. 3 seconds left. It's looking like a Hail Mary attempt. I mean, what they just ran there quite literally was the only thing they could run. Just a quick throw to the outside, try to get into field goal range. Instead, 3rd and 7. They do not favor the outside. They're just loading up to go towards the end zone. Nothing flashy here. Swat it away, and we could send ourselves into halftime. A very strong offensive half for us. Defense, they made some plays here and there, still looking for that consistency. But with the overall construction of this Cowboys offense, I am very pleased with how this game is going so far. 24-21. Again, our first real healthy game. This team is showing how we've been built and what we can do. As for other teams, we have a close battle here. 14-13 between a 3-4 team and a 4-4 team, though the lesser team up in that one. As we look more towards the, at least north of where we were, the Browns are up 14-0 on the Steelers. Again, both those teams sitting rather close. Steelers at 500, though if they lose, they will drop under 500. As for the last matchup, Battle of the Greens. It's the Jets with the lead heading into halftime, 14-10. Again, the Jets around 500, the Packers just 2-5. Now, we saw a lot of 500 teams there in that halftime report, and hopefully at the end of this one, we'll be joining as we start off with possession and with the lead. Chuba Hubbard down the middle, he will pick up 5. Now, we saw a lot of success down the field in that first half. I don't want to go away from that, but I do want to have a little bit more running as it opens up here for Chuba Hubbard. Going to be a nice gain up to the 44. Now, of course, the reason why I want a little bit more running is because I expect they made some halftime adjustments to battle for the deep throws. As Barry checks in here, we got an RPO dialed up, and we will swing it out for Chanel. Try to get a move or a block. That works. Bateman arrived just in time, making a gain of 7. But very much trying to battle their adjustments and draw them back into how they were playing in that first half. Then we can attack downfield as Barry finds some space. Another strong run. In one of his starts, he went over 100 yards. The second one, he was averaging about 4.5 yards a carry. We have ourselves two very strong running backs, and they complement each other's play. As speaking of running, Young will scramble. He takes an awkward hit there at the end. Gain of 8. But so far, a nice start to this drive. As we change up the look a little bit, got 2 tight ends to the left, 2 receivers to the right. We got some deep shots dialed up after the play action. Though we're going to need to roll. We got our running back coming across, and he will just get the catch, stay in bounds, cut towards the middle, and get us down inside the 10. Goal to go. Such a good play there from Chuba Hubbard. He's earned himself a little bit of a breather. We bring out the power back in Barry. Try to find a little bit of some lanes, and, well, we'll give that one to the Cowboys. We gain about a yard. But all in all, a really good play there for him. Now I want a late release here, 2nd and goal to Thomas. Essentially leak out as we send everyone to that right-hand side. See how well that goes, although not much of a late release. Get this one out for Faust, who gets his 2nd touchdown on the year. One in back-to-back weeks. The rookie is coming alive. And for those who were worried, upset about what ended up being the outcome for Mingo, how are you feeling now that Faust has started to, very much, like I said, come alive? As the Cowboys now trail by 10, they start with a throw to Ferguson. I'll say, for the most part, the offensive play calling for the Cowboys, while it's been good, it's been very, say, conservative. They haven't really taken any of those big shots yet. And that's something I want the defense to be ready for. They've taken a lot of medium, as they do there. But heading into this game, Dak Prescott, he had a quarterback rating over 100 on deep balls. So we're waiting for those to strike. But until then, I want to keep seeing plays like that. Take away the run just to gain a 3. That would force them to go for it on 4th down. As they go with a play action, now taking that deep shot, and sitting too deep that time was the rookie in Edwards. They find Miller. Now, up until that point, we hadn't really seen much from Edwards, and in a way, that's kind of a good thing. As we have some man coverage here, not good as Hodgins on CeeDee Lamb, but he stays step for step. Great coverage across the board, forces the throw away. And that's why we've brought in the athletic linebackers that we have. Hodgins has 91 speed, again, step for step with Lamb. 2nd and 10, throw to the outside, off the mark for Ferguson. We'll leave them with 3rd and 10. They come out with 3 to the left-hand side, 1 to the right. We're going to sit in a little bit of some zone as they had Gallup, but it is overthrown by Dak. Well, we really haven't got much pressure in on Dak, but he seemed a little bit uncomfortable that drive. Maybe being down 10, not used to it here. But they will make it a 7-point game with a field goal. Well, let's make sure we keep that pressure up here with our offense. Keep bringing in points. Safest way to win this game. As a Chuba Hubbard not going to get the juke, but a solid start to the drive, 6 yards. Well, we obviously haven't seen a heavy rotation at the running back spot. We haven't seen a heavy workload yet for the running back. So we'll see if that changes as we get closer and closer to the fourth, as we barely pick up the first down there. But kind of the way I'm approaching it is 2 straight runs means a substitution. So Barry's going to check in there after, as we have the RPO dialed up. We'll keep this one with Barry. Keep those legs moving, a gain of 5. Now again, just sticking with the same game plan we had last drive. Get some runs, try to bring them down as a safety hooker on the left-hand side does come down. Then we try to go with a play over the top, as we actually have to roll out here. Not many options, safe at least. We'll throw it away. But with that, we are left with a 3rd and 5. Sticking with that look, Faust on the zig. We have a delayed release from Barry. Slant's coming across the other way. We'll go with the rookie, but he does not hold on to it. Bland knocks it away. And if it was a 4th and 2, I'd say we could go for it, but instead we will punt away as we start this 4th quarter. We are up 1 touchdown. Our defense, they've been ready to play in this second half. Just need to continue seeing more of it. As we got 8 minutes left, we start with a blitz, throw to the outside, knocked away by St. Just. I will definitely say that making that adjustment, I think, has helped us out. We've seen a little bit less from CeeDee Lamb as they end up changing up their look here. 3 to the right, 2 to the left with the empty look. But I do like that adjustment we had. Throw to the outside, Cash knocks it away. Miller nearly came away with that one. Instead, got ourselves a 3rd and 10, a chance to get off the field. Prescott looking to throw. He's got options downfield as they flood one side. Going downfield, they have Ferguson, and they just get by in between the levels of the defense. And that's really the deep shots we've been trying to get them to take, hoping that we'd have some guys downfield to make the play. Haven't yet on any of those, as they look for Pollard. A great tackle there by Cash. Limits it to a gain of 3. Now we have still yet to produce much of any sort of natural pass rush. We've had to send blitzes, and that has kind of produced some, but still not a whole lot, as that's downfield. CeeDee into the end zone. They beat the cover 3. Edwards a little slow to get over the top. That's just going to come with practice. But we have now seen our 10-point lead diminish to nothing. 31-31. This is where we need the offense to have a strong, slow, methodical drive, as that's a nice cut from Chuba. We'll pick up 4. And in a way, you could say it's kind of a hydraulic press time here for our offense. Just need that slow, methodical play, but we need those big plays still, as that's a great stiff arm first down and out of bounds. We didn't really need to stop the clock, but I am very happy, though, that we picked up that first down. 1st and 10 at the 37. Double A-gap look here from the defense. We're going to run straight at it, try to find some space, and I will say those DTs, they're shedding blocks pretty well. Not enough to get the quick stops. We're still getting gains of 3, 4, maybe even 5, but we're not getting the big runs that potentially could happen. As we look for a throw to the outside, Bateman holds on, slips 2, 3 tackles, and we'll pick up another broken tackle. 4 on that one, as he picks up 15, 20. He's a yard shy of a hundo. Honestly, you could very much put together a great argument that this has been his best game in a Panthers uniform. As there are 4 minutes left in this one, we go back to Chuba down the middle. Keep the legs moving for being a shifty guy. We'll pick up 3. And again, rotation is key. We're going to bring out Barry here as we come out with a tight shotgun look. 2nd and 7. Down the middle. Found a slight little gap. He'll pick up another 3. Now that does leave us here needing 4 on 3rd down. And we're really going to dial in on this left end. A little bit of some read option. There goes Young, and he is close, though he's not getting the spotting. 4th and inches. Now, we could very much take the field goal here, but where is the fun in that? I mean, essentially, we've got the first down already, but we're going to let this one tick down closer to the 2-minute warning. Offensive line, we need the push. Winters down the middle, first down, and a couple added on to it. Hydraulic press offense running to a T here. Under 2 minutes left. We go back to Barry down the middle. He will pick up an extra couple yardage. Again, we have all of our timeouts. We just need a field goal. And we're at the 30. We're sitting comfortably. Let's just not mess it up. Honestly, we could take the sack there. We could hit from 60. And as long as the Cowboys decide not to use their timeouts, perfectly fine with me as we tick close to 40 seconds left. We go with the halfback draw here from Hubbard on third. A nice little spin move. And there's the timeout. A 54-yard field goal awaits here for Ford. We got a little bit of wind, but we know how good he is. As a snap back, hold down kick is in between the uprights. We take a lead. Cowboys still have time. And now is really when you do expect those deep shots to come into play. 30 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts. Just need to limit any big plays as they go Pollard across the middle. It's through his hands. They need to get to the 34. Santos, not a great leg. So essentially for them, they need to flip the field as they're still back at the 25. They will obviously be going with a lot of passes. That one risky. They get it to CeeDee Lamb, but have to call their second timeout. Only 1 remains for them. I expect them to get a lot of more plays to the outside or continue with those quick throws across the middle. That's going to waste some time for sure. About 10 seconds left. Have not called their last timeout. As they now go towards the sideline, quick tackle in bounds, forces that last timeout. And now it is prevent defense to win the game. 2nd and 1, 5 seconds. They're still at the 46. They're looking to go towards the sidelines here. As it's thrown up, no time left. CeeDee does not bring it in. And now not only have we upset the Kansas City Chiefs this year, we upset the Cowboys and improve to 500. A very well-played game. Both sides made adjustments. They found ways to attack the opposite defense. There was a lot of scoring. We could have used a little bit more from our defense. And honestly, at that point, I just feel like we're getting a little bit greedy. Still very happy offense. They kept up step for step, if not even step ahead of the Cowboys. We gave up a couple plays to Parsons. Didn't give up any plays to Diggs, the linebackers, not much to anyone, again, outside of Parsons. Offense, they played a really good game. Felt like the play calling was good. Even when we got down to the red zone, missed out on, I think, 1 touchdown opportunity. But still, overall, that was probably our most consistent game that saw the offense really perform with how it should, with how we've constructed it. Defense, there's some spots we still need to get a little bit better at. Pass rush, obviously, nothing natural form from just a fort rush. But we made the plays, we made adjustments where we needed to, and we walked away with a very big win. And after battling to get back to 500, we still find ourselves sitting here in 3rd. We ended up splitting the series against the Buccaneers, just pulling off that win last episode. But we find ourselves now with maybe a little bit of a breather opportunity here against the Saints in the next game. They are 2-6. We need to continue racking up scores. We need the Buccaneers to drop games, and we very much need the Falcons to start dropping some games. 8-1 so far this year. They're looking really good and might be the favorite this year, at least for the NFC. But overall, especially after that game, I'm feeling very good moving into the second half of this season with the roster constructed as it is. We've had to make a lot of moves, but even with those moves, we still have a lot of draft picks. We still have a lot of room in our caps, so we are looking really good with the team we have to just build upon it, as we're also getting, I think, closer and closer to finding out Faust's dev trait. I know he was a hidden dev. He's starting to see a lot more playing time. He's making plays with it far more than what we saw with Mingo. So very happy with the decision there. And as we start to move through the second half of this season, we'll start to show a little bit more of the draft prospects as well. But the focus from that first half was getting healthy and then getting everyone into form. And we feel like we have that here. So do not miss any of the remaining videos that I really post. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button. This series every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Plus we have the state-only challenge. Spoiler alert, if you guys did not see last Saturday's video, Bama has failed the challenge. Should have been an easy win in my opinion. Madden 24 has not taken it easy on the state-only challenge. No challenge has won in Madden 24 despite the stacked roster that we had with the Alabama. And as for who we have next, that's up to you guys. Right now, you can head over to the community tab and still vote, as that new state-only challenge will start on Wednesday. That series every Wednesday and Saturday. But for now, we're feeling good. 2 big wins for us on the season against really good teams. Now let's not go get trap gamed against the Saints.